We're now joined by West Bloomfield Township Clerk Debbie Binder on the Oakland County MegaCast, coming to us from Town Hall. Debbie, how are you today?
Good. How are you today, Tyler?
I'm doing well, and we have some upcoming elections on the docket, and we also have the U.S. Census still in play right now. So in terms of these upcoming elections, what are some things that local residents need to be prepared for?
With everything in mind, one of the things I would say is be prepared. The earlier you get things taken care of, the better. It avoids lines, and we know right now everyone's trying to avoid, extra contact. So remember, everybody with Proposal 3 has the right to vote by absentee ballot. Everybody, no reason. Those absentee ballots are in now. If you come to Town Hall, we can get you an absentee ballot. You bring in an application, or we'll give you an application, fill it out, we'll give you an absentee ballot. One thing I want to remind people on that ballot is in a primary, you have to vote one side or the other, one party or the other, and they're both on the same ballot. We have already had quite a few people come in to spoil their ballots, which is always an option, but we like to educate the voter ahead of time to know that you have to vote down one side. If you do cross over, it spoils your partisan section of your ballot. Not your entire ballot. A nonpartisan section would still count, but it would invalidate your partisan section. So please make sure you stay down one side in a primary.
In terms
Important
of
reminder.
In terms of the primary versus the general in November, any key differences that the public should be aware of as they prepare for one versus the other?
Well, in a general election, like I just had mentioned in a primary, that you need to vote down one side of the ballot because you're really selecting who's going to represent the parties for the general election. In a general election, you can vote whichever side of the ballot you want. You can vote by the individual. And if you do vote straight party, but you wanted to cross over on one or two or however many you wanted to vote on the other side, that will override the choices you made if you vote straight party, only on those selections and on those contests. So that's always an option people need to remember. And people who vote absentee, if you do need to spoil your ballot, that is something that's your right also. You can contact the clerk's office and we will spoil the ballot you were issued and issue you a new one. So any questions about voting or anything, please get in touch with the clerk's office. The biggest thing that I would say, and I know Jerry touched on this, is don't wait till last minute. The mail right now with COVID has been a little bit less predictable. And we know if we have a lot of same day registrants, we'll have a long line. So try to plan ahead and, but we would of course not deny anybody their right to register on the same day and to vote by absentee ballot. But just again, try to plan ahead for ease and for being safer in a safer environment.
Debbie, just another minute with you before we have to let you go and wrap up today's show. On the census front, the suburbs of Metro Detroit are doing really well right now in filling out their U.S. Census. Give us an update on how West Bloomfield and surrounding areas are doing right now.
I'm glad you asked, Tyler. We have surpassed our 2010 total turnout, which was 77.3. We are at 77.6% turnout. And we are still, but we've gone between 120 and 121 in the state in terms of our self-response. So we've stayed kind of consistent with our place in the state. But we have had other nearby communities already between 2 and 4% beyond their 2010 numbers. And I do believe we are a community that could do that. If we get everybody responding to that census and self-reporting, we should have numbers that outperform our 2010 numbers. And I encourage everybody, you can respond by phone, you can respond by mail, and you can respond online. And it is quick and easy. It's 9 questions. It takes a matter of minutes, and it's money that comes into your community. Every person represented brings about $18,000 over the 10-year period of the census, or $1,800 a year. When we're looking at money we're getting back right now for COVID recovery, that is based on our census numbers. So I can't stress enough how important those census numbers are in having everyone counted and represented. So if you haven't participated yet, please do. You have until October 31st to fill out to complete your census questionnaire. Please don't wait, but please make sure you do it, and you do have until October 31st. I'd like to see that number go up quicker than it's going up lately. It's been hovering at 77.6 for too many days now.
Well, Debbie, we thank you very much for being with us. We do have to go. Thank you very much for joining us today.